Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first streamed game of Season 8 of Nickel City X-Wing. My name is Chris, also known as Let the Wookiee Win, Captain of the Berserkers, and I'm thrilled to bring you what looks to be a hard-fought, incredible game. Two very unique, interesting lists that overall are going to be great. So first up, I've been waiting a long time to do introductions again. First up, representing, as I'm realizing these are on the wrong side. First up, representing Order 66. It's Taylor. And representing the Foxes. It's Max. So betting is open. We are doing an ancient knowledge game. As Noah pointed out, my ads are ridiculous. I apologize. And yeah, so um, for purposes of um, just tracking, I am going to bump Null up to Initiative 7, just so we know that he is Initiative 7 for the game, or at least until he's hurt. But yeah, betting is open, and it should be a really good game. Plus, of course, we get the newest scenario to X-Wing, Ancient Knowledge, in the first streamed game. So, I did type it in the stream, but I will apologize in advance as well. I do have a little bit of a cold. So, excuse me. So I will probably be coughing a lot. I do apologize. Um, my job kicked my ass this weekend. Uh, I'm a scare actor. I scare people. It's fun, and yeah. Yeah, Jin, Luke, and Ezra makes me pretty happy. I never thought to bring Jin on Ezra, but this might be a hidden strategy, you know. And honestly, seeing bigs on the table too makes me even happier. So while I love Taylor's list, seeing seeing bigs on the table again is just really nice. But and not to plug too much, but tomorrow I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna try to stream. I have to see if I have the time for it. A couple 3-1-2 games, and then after my stream, Greg has 3 back-to-back-to-back games featuring. If I can find the list, I gotta pull it up. Um, let's see. Well, Greg's looking for a game 1, so sign up for game 1. But game 2 has Eric from Mon Cala versus Nerve of the Star Killers. And then after that is Tanner of the Wolf Pack, featuring the newest captain, I believe. Yes, the newest captain, Thomas, with the Puddle Jumpers. Or one of the newer captains, I should say. So, but the way it's looking, yeah, just to respond to Noah here, these X-Wings are probably just going to focus and change them into evades because Asegi is just going to focus and carry the focuses for them. So, but this tie swarm at the bottom of the board is going to be, you know what? Let me turn off the chat, and if they type something, yeah, correct. Isegi doesn't transfer them like Garvin or Hera or Kyle Katarn would. Um, yeah. Isegi is spend, and then all the other ships I listed are transfer. So the clash right now is going to be a bit delayed, I would think, but um, once these ships engage, it's just going to be a bloodbath, I believe. And while these players are talking, I should check. Uh, okay. Forgot to schedule my game with my own opponent this week. Oh, excuse me. Gonna try to not cough so much, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm I'm leaning more on the side of Taylor, but I do like this list Max has a lot. And the interesting thing with the Nickel City Draft League, as opposed to other leagues out there, with the exception of Top Gun, is you don't know what scenario you're playing until you sit down at the table. So you just have to build a well-rounded list for everything. And while Max has multiple lower initiative ships, Taylor's list just hits hard. Um, and yeah, like Noah said, um, Kylo is just sort of straight at the enemy. But I have a feeling Kylo is an attempt to bait Max into saying, okay, let's commit everything. And then 5 TIE fighters come from behind. And yeah. Yeah, like King of the Crows said. Yeah. Or King of Crows. Excuse me. And here we go. Round one starting off. My timer is going to be a little bit delayed, and that is A-okay. Another important detail, just in case it comes up, for those that don't know, we do not follow the XWA tie rules here. There are no ties in Nickel City X-Wing. So if the timer runs out and they're tied, they're going to keep playing. If they hit 12 rounds and they're tied, they're going to keep playing. We're not going to roll off for a winner. We're not going to do anything like that. It is 100% play until there's a winner. And Max getting all his jam prevention out there. No matter how many times I pull up this royalty playlist, this song comes up. And I really like this song. I forget the name of this song. Rome Battle by Mocha Music. Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, they are. Thanks, Andrew. I'll get that situated right now. So Zeta is green, Longshot is blue, Scorch is pink. Come on. There we go. Scorch is pink. Null is red. Okay, so Zeta and Scorch were flipped, but that's the only thing. Oh, I forgot I'm also streaming a XTC game this week. I think I'm streaming one Wednesday and Thursday this week, so I think ion missiles were always useful. Just a little more so now that everything is half points, not just chance engagement. So I can agree with you there, Noah. But round one is done, and for a minute I wondered why Boudica had a lock on her, and then I remember that Longshot is there with the experimental scanners. And one of my favorite things I did when I played First Order for a very brief window is I would have Lieutenant LeHughes, and I'd have Longshot lock someone, and LeHughes from the other side of the map would get to put his own lock out there. So it was pretty fun, but you know, I actually have to check something. Okay, experimental scanners do say that. I also do have a backtrack of games I'm remembering I need to put on YouTube, so I'll probably do that after tonight, or after this game. Uh... Let's see. And I'm just gonna do that. Okay. So Zeta 5. Zeta 5 is getting our first ancient knowledge of the game. So, um, Jam against Isegi. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. If so, hypothetically, if Kylo jammed one of the ships not named Isegi, um, then those ships could still spend Isegi's um, focus tokens because they're not passing; they're just spending. So yeah, it would just be a spend. But it looks like Isegi's going to claim the top one. Which is pretty interesting, but I don't think these ties will have a shot. Biggs Biggs gets the center. So Biggs is going to have the center, not Bodica. Which every time I think of Bodica, I think of um, in Irish history or Celtic history. There was a war chief who. Oh no! Ezra hit a rock or a debris. I'll finish that thought after we get a roll for Ezra, because Ezra might just be taking the damage right now. Okay, no damage for Ezra, but that's surprising. Um, but yeah, the thought I was having, there was a Celtic warrior. Um, the I believe they called her the woman queen or something. I forget what they called her. But her name was Boudica, very similar to Boudica there. And Boudica, um, after her children and husband were killed by the Roman Empire, rose to power in Ireland and fought back against the Romans. So very very interesting. Or I may have said Ireland. I meant Celtic. I think she was in England. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, Boudica, really cool story to read when I was studying a bit of history. I'm a history nerd, so there might be times where I just go off on history and but which the more I think about it, that explains why Boudica has her ability where if you shoot another friend, she shoots at you because Boudica responded to her family being murdered by the Roman Empire. So very very interesting. Like I never thought about it like that. But this next turn is going to be yeah, it makes the last name Venge even more appropriate. Is it Bodisha? I apologize if it's Bodisha. I always thought it was Boudica. One of the things I read said it was pronounced Boudica. So I apologize if the name was pronounced wrong. Oh, okay, Andre. Hey, you never know. The Celts had very strange names. Yes, yes. Spelt Boudica, pronounced Steve. But yeah, the first order next round is going to get a ton of shots, but Max is going to take a short, or not a short, a small lead here. I believe. I don't believe we're going to have any shots, so it should just be 2-1. We might have shots. Okay, I stand corrected. So this is long shot. Oh no, this is DT. So 2v4. One hit probably doesn't spend. And Boudica, 2 evades, yeah. So now we get our retaliatory shot. Ooh, Zeta's gonna have a shot too. Okay, well I got ahead of the horse, or I put the cart before the horse. So I almost think you shoot Zeta just to try to pop off the ancient knowledge. Yeah, and that's what he's gonna do. So 3v4 this time it looks like, and that's. Oh, Max is thinking about it. That. I mean, I saw you spend it. Why not? Yeah, 2 hits. Because DT's not going to spend it on the return shot. 2 evades. So, this is probably an unmodified versus unmodified. We'll see here. Yeah, no shot from Biggs. So 2v4, unless I'm forgetting how Zeta works. And, well, I streamer cursed it. 1 evade, so Boudica will take 1. I think I'm wrong, and I think Biggs is actually going to take the damage instead. Yep, Biggs is going to take the damage. So Boudica takes nothing and Biggs takes the damage. Or not? That's surprising. But it is 2-1 in favor of Max, and Max does have to drop one of his ancient knowledge. So I would assume he drops Biggs. I don't know. I'm not sure who he would drop. Because you want Isegi to focus here. Because I assume these rebel ships are just going to go slow. He's going to take it from Isegi. Okay. Sure thing. Um, so Biggs, when another friendly ship at range 0-1 defends, before the neutralize result step, if you are in the attack arc. Gotcha. It's not like selfless where if there's a crit, you can cancel it. Biggs has to be in the attack arc, so that's why. I always, or I, words are hard. I was thinking it was like selfless, where I think selfless says the same thing. Now I'm actually confusing myself, so I'm gonna look at selfless really quick. Uh oh, selfless is in the attack arc. Okay. So yes, you do have to be in the attack arc for both selfless and bigs. I learned something new today. I didn't know that. And I'm a rebel player, but I don't ever play bigs or selfless. So, but that's good to know. Oh, I can imagine 5 X-Wings with selfless. Not good, but fun. Makes me think of a list I played against in 1.0, I want to say. I think it was either late 1.0 or early 2.0. My opponent flew 2 X-Wings with selfless and bigs. Yeah, 2 X-Wings with selfless, bigs, and something else. And I just could not put damage on the ships I wanted to. So I can see Max going relatively slow with Luke, but he has to go decently fast with Biggs and Bodica. Like I like where Bodica's at, but you have to really know where Biggs is going to end up. I I have to disagree. Any sort of damage mitigation is I feel like damage mitigation should be higher points. So 5 5 I don't mind. 4 okay, but 3 is too much because rebels have so much access to damage mitigation and like astromechs to replenish, and they have a way to manipulate damage output or input damage dealt to them. So no, 5 points isn't absurd, but that's also why it's seasonal play. I mean, there's damage mitigation, but fam, there is a points update coming in within the next month or two. So who knows? Yeah, they share damage, which like yeah. They share tokens, they share damage, they share you name it. Yes, that I agree with Noah. Rebels don't get access to a lot of munitions, and maybe the points update will change that where they start to get munitions. Um, X-wings without proton torpedoes is a damn fucking shame. Um, but I mean, a lot of the rebel lists that have been winning don't have munitions. Their tricks are to hurt themselves. There's, you know, blah 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 blah. Like, not for nothing, they're winning. They're not winning a lot, but they're winning. You know, Andrew Roller won with his Saw Gerrera Wolfwaro list. Um, then Rob Pettit won with pretty a pretty similar list to what Max is flying. So like the faction is strong. Just your interpretation of what you want versus what they are currently doing are two different things. Like my favorite ship in Rebels is Tycho. Tycho barely sees the board outside of when I play him, but Tycho's a phenomenal ship. So it's, you know, what do you want to do versus what is Rebels currently able to do? Just like, you know, like Republic got nerfed into the Oblivion. Now, people will argue and say they didn't, but I mean, you're not seeing, you know, I remember the day where you would see 4 arcs and a Jedi on the table, and you'd see nothing but sinker swarms. Now there's no sinker swarms, but now you're seeing torrents and you're seeing Republic salad. So that'll change. And, you know, like, I trust me, I have a feeling they're looking at the meta, seeing what's strong, seeing what's weak, and fixing it. Republic just won LVO, but I hate to be that guy. There was only 10 players. I'm sorry, 11 players. So you can't really look at LVO. No, I know Republic are winning events. Republic's winning events. CIS is winning events. Um, Rebels are winning events. Resistance are winning events. Like, all the factions are winning events. Uh, 2 crits from Null here. And, well, Boudica. Boudica going to spend one of his Segis and then probably pass the crit over to Biggs. And that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I believe it. It's unfortunate, but, you know. Luke Skywalker now. I mean, all your guns are pointed at Zeta, so why not? So 3v3. And now Max has a choice. And he spends a lot. All right, then I guess I'm, you know, I don't pay as much attention to system opens and stuff, but like you also have to understand the meta in the US is different than the meta in Canada, which is different than the meta in Europe, and even in Europe the meta is different from like Poland to England to Germany to you name it to whatever. So My opinion is just fly what you like flying within the points. Like that's what matters. I think Zeta took a damage. Zeta took a damage. Hello, Catherine. It is still super weird that you are not playing this season. DT shooting range 1 into Boudica. Noah, you might be the only person that owns 5 arcs. Or I'm sorry, not arcs, hawks. Woo! 3 hits into Boudica. And Boudica takes half. No, I know, Liam. I'm just I'm not as competitive as I was a couple years ago, so I'm just like we're bitching and moaning, but you know, it's like whatever. I'm flying what I like, and that's all I care. Oh my god. 4 hits in the Boudica. Takes a damage and Fanaticals. For not null. Boudica, Concordia. Spends a focus and then probably puts one of the 2 onto Biggs. Yep, puts one on the Biggs and another one on the Boudica. So Boudica gets 1 shot before she is inevitably dead. So might as well keep going into Zeta. And I think this is where you spend his Segi's last focus. Let me close bets. Well, actually, there's only 1 bet, so get your bets in before the end of this end of this engagement. And Zeta is gonna take hit crit. And unless it's a direct. So there's hit. And the crit is hull breach. So it's a dead upgrade. Or not dead upgrade. Dead damage card. But Max does get half of that, which is a point. No, you already bet on 1, I believe. Yeah, Biggs hasn't shot yet, so Biggs still gets a decent shot. Long shot, 3 hits, And down go... No! No, you, Concordia. Yeah. Because Max's alpha consists of Luke and Bodica. Everything else is an I3. They haven't shot yet, so... Alright, Biggs. 2 hits. Gonna spend the knowledge for 3. And this should kill Zeta before Zeta gets to shoot, which means Bodica would get to live one more turn. And Zeta is down. I believe. Waiting to see. Yes, Zeta is down. So Bodica, that entire onslaught, only survives because Biggs Darklighter is right behind her. And with that, I do believe I'm going to close betting. So point apiece, 6-4 with around 43-ish minutes to go. Isegi slammed, so Isegi didn't have a shot. So, yeah, Biggs Darklighter coming in clutch, saving Bodica. Scorch is shields down. You are correct. Scorch is shields down. Thank you for... I went to go remove that shield, and I forgot to. I'm just going to do a damage assessment, see if I got everything. Okay, I got all the damage. Yeah, you want Ezra nearby with Jin, but... Once again, for those just hopping in or have joined since I last said it, I do apologize for all the coughing. I will continue to apologize for all the coughing. I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm all filled with phlegm and my throat hurts and everything sucks. But I wanted to bring you guys this game. But yeah, I assume Kylo's probably just doing a hard one to kill Bodica. Share my sickness with you guys? Yeah, sure, why not? I'll send it internationally. Alright. Max is finally the first player after 2 rounds of being shot at first, so um, Big's going first. And Biggs is going to recharge a shield with R2-D2. And that was an enemy bump, so oh no, that was a friendly bump. No, your computer's not going to get a virus. Actually, was that an enemy bump? Let me see. It was a friendly bump, okay. And Isegi takes a damage. And this is the issue with having a lower initiative ship behind a higher initiative, because then you get into a bump train and all that. But there's the hard one from Ezra that I assumed we were going to get. And there's the barrel roll that I thought we were going to get too. Well, if Kylo does do the hard one, it'll be an easier shot, I would say. I almost think you just claim it. Yeah. Because Kylo's going to turn in and jam off the focus anyway, so you might as well just get a token to use. You know what? I have to turn on the chat for this so I know what's enemy and what's friendly. So that was enemy. So Scorch, not gonna roll extra dice, is just gonna, or no, Taylor's gonna say, I don't need the stupid focus. Or, wait, no, I do need the focus? I mean, as it stands, Scorch is gonna take 2 shots. So, I would say, yeah. Goodness. DT, probably another enemy bump. DT doesn't care as much about being, oh, okay, not gonna take 2 shots, only gonna take 1. Realizing that now. Luke is probably gonna friendly bump too. Yep. And no damage for Mr. Skywalker. So now Kylo. And there's the hard one that we all knew was coming. And honestly, I think you just focus. Don't need to jam. You can if you want to. But, I think Taylor's trying to figure out what to do. Is gonna target... Okay, gonna target lock Boudica. Also not a bad choice. And Null now. I still think you should have focused with Kylo. Because you have advanced optics, but I understand the wanting to reroll. Because if you get 4 hits into Boudica, she's just dead, so... And the way it's looking... It's currently 2 objectives to 1 for Max. I don't know. Oh, he took a focus. Okay. Yeah. Null, I mean, Null needs to remember that he's an I7 until he's hurt, so. But going into Luke Skywalker, which I don't think is a good idea because you just gave back Luke his other force. Never mind, Luke takes 2. Well, a minimum of 1. I think he's thinking, do I want to take another damage with Biggs? And he is. So Luke takes 1, and then Biggs takes 1. Right? Yeah. So now Luke... I imagine this would go into Scorch. And that's who it's going into. And is that a focus or is that a hit? That's a hit. So 4 hits into Scorch. Scorch needs paint on at least 2 dice to survive. And gets paint on 2. So has to spend the focus, but takes 2. And now Scorch is down to 1. With only 1 follow-up shot, so it's not the worst thing in the world. So Kylo needs 4 paint to confirm the kill. And that will kill Boudica. So losing Boudica kind of sucks, but you've done a lot of damage into Taylor's list. Or so it feels, anyway. Alright, gonna strain. So 4v2 into Luke. Only 2 hits. And DT doesn't have any of his, quote-unquote... Oh, never mind. Longshot has the bullshit shenanigans of, Merciless. Oh, no, can't Merciless. Never mind. So it's just 2 hits from Scorch. Or, I'm sorry, DT. Into Luke. And Luke spends a force and is A-okay. So now Scorch can't add an extra die because stressed, and can't suffer a damage because alive on 1. So it should just be a 3v2. He could. He could suffer a damage on 1 damage, but I don't think he will. Biggs did gain his shield back. He lost it with his ability. I also apologize. I have a 20-second delay, so you're going to hear me 20 seconds after you respond. Hit crit from Scorch. Rerolls into a crit into Luke. So, hit crit crit. And it does look like Ezra's going to have a shot, so I would think that when it's time for Ezra to shoot, he's going to shoot down to Scorch there. What are we debating? So he's just willingly going to kill Scorch to try and put as much damage through to Luke as he can. And Luke's going to take crit crit. Oh, this was into Biggs. So Biggs takes crit crit. And Biggs takes a hull breach and a blinded. I thought that was in the Luke, but that was in the Biggs. Blinded would be huge if, yeah. So now Isegi gets a shot. One hit into DT, and DT evades. So now Ezra range 3 into DT, 2v4. Yeah, we all assumed it was in the Luke, but it was in the bigs there. I say spend the force. Don't spend. Yeah. So one hit, and maybe you get a damage into DT. Nope. So now long shot. Probably just going to keep the pressure on bigs because you don't want bigs to recover or anything. I'm assuming this is in the bigs. And 3 hits in the bigs, so bigs needs pain on both. And no, bigs goes down. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. And a point apiece. We're at 11-10 with 23 minutes left. And I know some of you are starting to say, well, the First Order has this, but Kylo is now going to have to face the onslaught of Luke and Isegi. And Luke does have Chopper, so Luke can get his 1 shield back. And chances are Kylo's just gonna jam Isegi. Or Kylo will just 5 straight. In which case Luke gets a free claim. I got tagged. Oh, I did. Yeah, funny funny enough. Um they can't evade rotate, they can't lock rotate. They can't evade jam, they can't lock jam. Um, it's focus jam, barrel roll jam, boost jam, focus rotate, barrel roll rotate, boost rotate. So, um, hmm, yeah, null is definitely blocking the 4K. If Luke wants to turn around, he can Talon roll, but a 4K is not a yeah. Yeah. I apologize for going silent there. I was a bit distracted by something. Um, well, Taylor is first player, which honestly, you don't mind here. You get the benefit of long shot moving first, so you know where long shot's going to be, and it gives Max a little more leeway. But long shot's going to get a free claim, so. Oh, I apologize. Uh, huh. I don't believe Asegi was stressed. Maybe Asegi was, but surprised Asegi went that way. And an evade from Ezra makes a ton of sense. That's terrifying. Well, DT clears that. Is going to take 2 shots, it looks like. So, but gives 0 shits and is going to lock Ezra. Oh, because Null can just coordinate. That makes sense. Kylo is going to move first. And you all called it. See you later, Kylo. Oh, I just noticed. No, Isegi apparently was stressed and did it too hard, so no focus tokens. Um, I think they'll catch it when they get to Ezra, but Ezra should have a force up. Now, the problem with Kylo is you could jam Luke, but if Luke does the Talon roll, oh, forget about it. And I think he's trying to predict if he did the Talon roll or not. Is Segi self-bumped? Oh, I'm going to let them continue because I genuinely don't remember, and the last thing I want is it feels bad because I want to say Isegi did a white maneuver, but I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. All right. Well, it's Nickel City, so I'm allowed. Let me let me go in the log really quick. They're super far ahead, so it's yeah. I honestly don't remember. That may have been. Like I said, I don't remember it, and I don't want to interfere if I 100% don't remember something. So I do apologize to you guys, um, more specifically to Kendall and Andrew Roller, if I did miss that and they forgot to do that and I didn't interfere to state that. Um, that is on me if it affects the outcome of the game. And I will take full responsibility from that. Yeah. Greg's in here. He said, I always take things like that if I miss something that is a game state issue. I appreciate it. Uh, so Ezra should have a force here. And if they argue that Ezra doesn't have a force here, so spend the evade, spend the force. Spends the evade, and he should have the force. And if they argue he doesn't, he should have the force. Yep, and they're saying forgot to flip it up. Okay. So just takes a crit, and it is a damaged engine on Ezra. Which, if there's ever a ship that doesn't mind a damaged engine, it's Ezra Bridger. Yeah, no. If unless I'm 100% sure I see something that they missed, I will not jump into a game ever. Kylo slapped Luke, yeah. Ezra has no way to mod, so it is just one hit. And okay. All things considered, this is an incredibly close game. Until, I say that and then natty evades get rolled. But 11 to 14 or 14 to 11 with around 10 minutes left. Benefit is now Kylo. Well, yeah. Yeah, you're right. The more I think about it, it just affects this next maneuver if a Segi wasn't stressed or was or whatever. Yeah, but DT rolled 3 natties, so. No, rolled it against. Oh, then. Oh, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no. Like I said, I'm out of it. I'm distracted. My brain is kind of tired because I'm tired. Um, but no excuse. We keep the game going. We keep the stream alive. The big thing Max needs to do is, well, not that, because that's red, and now Ezra hits that gas cloud next turn. Yep, Max just saw it. But now Ezra has permanent Brilliant Invasion. So, at least for now. This is looking like it's going to turn into a try to kill null. And I don't hate it. But Taylor is just going to. Taylor is just going to continue to rack in the points. So. When he dialed in the maneuver, he definitely didn't remember the crit. No, I think he wanted a one hard barrel roll and forgot about it. Sorry, I forgot to put it on the overlay. You are correct. I did forget to put it on the overlay. Kylo focus rotated, so Ezra not doing great. Did I just get a sub? I don't have my notifications up. Um, oh, I did. Thank you, Ratchet. I super appreciate it. Wait, for 3 months in advance? For 3 months? Dude, thank you so much. I just noticed that. That means a lot to me. Like, seriously, I appreciate that. Oh, there's the notification. It's super delayed. I don't know why it's so delayed. But no, seriously, that means a lot. I'm I'm flustered. I'm sorry. Yeah, looks like I have to stream for at least 3 more months now. Nah, I'm appreciative of you guys whenever you sub or anything. It always sort of catches me off guard, and I never know how to react. And yeah, it makes me a little emotional. Like I'm flustered. Sorry. Back to the game. 2 hits into Asegi, and Asegi is gonna take 1. So Null hopefully gets melted here. Um, oh, this is smart from Taylor. He's instinctive aiming a an ion missile and making it so Ezra and yeah, Ezra will not be well. No, Ezra could spend the Force and the the thing, but nope. Just decides to take half of Ezra. So you have to kill Null here. Range 2. Yeah, I think this is definitely an all-in on Null here. So 2 hits and Null takes a shield. So that's a start. And DT is going to shoot through the cloud. He may have closed the foils because he thought it was like the T70. I think Max is more of a resistance player. Um, so, the T70S foils add barrel roll, and he may have forgot. Long shot, 3v4. Only 1. So Ezra needs 1 paint. And Ezra got it. So now you have a range 0 from Asegi and a range 1 from Ezra. And then Ezra's not going to be able to shoot, unfortunately. On the next round, I should say. But Ezra does get a range 1 in the null now. Which making null initiative 0 wouldn't be a bad thing either. So we'll see what happens. Probably spends Asegi's focus. He should have his force. He does have his force. He just keeps forgetting to flip it. Oh, and that is game. So he rolls hit crit. I didn't even see the time. Puts a crit through on null, so he gets half of null. Goes to 12. But unfortunately, will still lose. So it appears the final score will be 17-13 in favor of Order 66. So I'm going to pay out the bets. Side 1 was the winner. And yeah, so that's gonna do it for me. Um, check out Nickel City X-Wing tomorrow. Greg has a couple games, two or three. Uh, I think he still has game one open, so sign up for game one. Um, and I don't know why Stream Elements is saying that. Just ignore Stream Elements. I got to figure out how to remove Stream Elements. Um, but yeah, so until then, my name is Chris. Let the book you in, and I will catch y'all next time.